The stage is set for a pivotal showdown as the Miami Heat gear up to face the Charlotte Hornets in a high-stakes 9-10 play-in game. With the playoffs on the line, the Heat find themselves in a do-or-die situation, needing to secure 2 consecutive victories on the road to extend their season. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the spotlight is firmly on Miami's ability to deliver under pressure. In terms of matchups, the Heat have fared well against the Hornets this season, boasting a 3-1 record. However, those victories came before the calendar flipped to 2024, a period when Miami was firing on all cylinders, particularly on offense. Now, as they prepare to clash with a Charlotte team equipped with dynamic playmakers like LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, and Con Newpel, the challenge is monumental. The Hornets are known for their blazing offensive style, which means Miami must be prepared to answer fire with fire. The Heat's offensive potential is certainly promising. They've averaged an impressive 126 points across their matchups with Charlotte this season. That's a jewel of a statistic, especially given that the Heat have often struggled against teams that can stifle them defensively, like Orlando or Toronto. But this matchup isn't just about scoring. It's about the other half of the game, defense. If Miami hopes to make a statement in this play-in game, they must clamp down on Charlotte's scoring opportunities and execute their defensive scheme flawlessly. As we delve deeper into the specifics, one intriguing storyline revolves around the development of Kel'el Ware. His recent surge at the end of the regular season has not gone unnoticed, and Erik Spoelstra has prioritized his growth, giving him 2 consecutive starts to close out the year. However, with Charlotte's penchant for a high-tempo game and their ability to shoot the 3-ball effectively, it's hard to see Miami beginning with a big lineup. Instead, we can expect Spoelstra to adjust, possibly leaning on a smaller, faster rotation to match Charlotte's pace. Expect to see a starting 5 that includes Davion Mitchell, Tyler Herro, Andrew Wiggins, Pelle Larsson, and Bam Adebayo. This guard-heavy lineup is built to capitalize on the versatility and skill sets of Herro and Powell, while also managing the minutes of Mitchell and Kasper Jakusionis. The big man duo will remain crucial, but the real battle will likely unfold on the wings. Miami's success in this game could very well hinge on the contributions from Wiggins, Jaquez Jr., and Larsson. If 2 of those 3 can step up and deliver substantial performances, it could tilt the game in Miami's favor. Defensively, the Heat will need to lock down on the perimeter. Charlotte's offensive identity is built around an aggressive 3-point attack, and Miami must be ready to contest those shots. Historically, Miami has found success in play-in matchups thanks to timely perimeter shooting. Sometimes, luck plays a significant role. Whether it's been Davion Mitchell hitting clutch 3s in Atlanta last year or role players stepping up during the Jimmy Butler era, the Heat have shown that on any given night, their shooting could be the difference between victory and defeat. As we look ahead to this crucial contest, the question looms large. Who will win the battle from beyond the arc? For Miami, it's essential to not only defend the 3-point line, but to also find their rhythm from deep. If they can create open looks and capitalize on those opportunities, they may just find themselves celebrating a hard-fought victory. As this narrative unfolds, all eyes will be on Miami's ability to adapt and execute in a do-or-die scenario. The Heat have the talent, the experience, and the heart to rise to the occasion. Now, let's transition to the next key storyline as the Heat prepare for this monumental challenge. The Miami Heat find themselves teetering on the edge as the season's end looms, battling for survival in a crowded Eastern Conference where each game could either be a lifeline or a death knell. With the 2025-26 regular season winding down, the stakes have never been higher, and the question on every fan's lips is whether this team, armed with resilience and playoff pedigree, can navigate the treacherous waters of the play-in tournament to secure a spot in the NBA playoffs. This isn't uncharted territory for the Heat. It's a landscape they've traversed before. However, the inconsistency that has plagued their season raises serious concerns. Miami's path to the postseason is anything but guaranteed, and every win or loss looms large, heightening the urgency with every passing game. The Heat's current positioning in the play-in tournament underscores their precarious situation, as they face the prospect of not only needing to win, but to do so in a format that thrives on chaos. The play-in tournament, designed to intensify competition late in the season, determines the final 2 playoff spots in each conference. The stakes are high. Teams that finish between 7th and 10th must navigate a high-pressure gauntlet to earn their place in the playoffs. Miami finds itself in this mix for the fourth time, a testament to both their competitive spirit and the volatility of their performance. With seeding still in flux, every game becomes a tactical battle, and one misstep could be the difference between a postseason berth and an early exit. The Heat's current predicament reflects a season characterized by bright flashes of playoff-caliber basketball, mixed with frustrating inconsistencies. At times, they've showcased their offensive potential, buoyed by the impressive play of all-star center Bam Adebayo, whose leadership and versatility have been pivotal. Tyler Herro has also stepped up, delivering crucial scoring, though his variability mirrors the team's overall rhythm. Brilliant one night, lackluster the next. Rookie Jamie Jaquez Jr. has emerged as a vital contributor off the bench, providing energy and scoring that could earn him a shot at the Sixth Man of the Year award if he maintains this trajectory. Yet, despite their high-scoring prowess, ranking second in the league in points per game, the Heat have struggled to convert that volume into consistent efficiency. The disparities in their three-point shooting and their tendency to go cold during half-court sets have hampered their ability to climb the standings. While defensively competitive, they have not consistently exhibited the elite-level tenacity that has defined past Heat teams. Head coach Erik Spoelstra's system remains robust, but the execution has faltered at critical junctures. To clinch a playoff spot, the Heat must address these shortcomings, improving their three-point shooting, eliminating scoring droughts, and tightening up their defensive rotations are non-negotiable if Miami hopes to survive the play-in and make a deeper playoff run. Nonetheless, the Miami Heat's experience and ability to thrive under pressure cannot be overlooked. They possess the tactical acumen and mental toughness necessary to navigate the high-stakes environment of the playoffs. The combination of Adebayo's interior dominance and Herro's perimeter threat holds the potential for explosive scoring bursts that can unsettle higher-seeded opponents. As the season reaches its climax, the Heat stand at a crossroads. They are firmly entrenched in the play-in race, with a legitimate shot at the postseason, but the margin for error is razor-thin. This tournament rewards execution and punishes mistakes. Every possession counts. The Heat have the foundation to compete, but now it comes down to their capacity to deliver when the pressure is at its peak. It's a moment of truth for Miami. Adapt, execute, and extend their season, or falter and face the consequences. As we shift our focus to the next critical story in the unfolding drama of this NBA season, stay tuned for insights that could redefine the Heat's playoff aspirations. As we draw the curtain on this season, it's clear that no one in the Miami Heat organization could have envisioned a fourth play-in tournament as their ultimate destination. This was supposed to be a year of growth, a year of progress. Yet here we stand amid a cascade of disappointment. While injuries certainly played a role, it's a flimsy excuse when the foundation of this team was already riddled with cracks. The stark reality is that the Heat simply lack the talent to compete with the league's elite. Moreover, the philosophy that led to the most open three-pointers allowed per game is increasingly looking outdated. Reflecting on the season, it ranks among the most frustrating since 2014-15. Yes, there were glimmers of hope, moments that felt like progress, but they turned out to be nothing more than fool's gold. A handful of pivotal games encapsulated the season's struggles and underscored the urgent need for a reevaluation of this team's build. Take the start of the season, for instance. The Heat kicked things off with a promising 7-4 record, and the offense was one of the early highlights in the league. But then came the Cavaliers, a litmus test that revealed the deeper issues lurking beneath the surface. After a thrilling win in the first game, Miami found themselves up 14 points in the second game, with just 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Then, disaster struck. The Cavaliers, with a lineup that included their D-team players, stormed back, making 9 of their 12 shots in the lane during the fourth quarter. It was a telling sign of the Heat's defensive frailties. No Bam Adebayo due to a foot injury, and in his absence, the defensive cohesion collapsed. The drives to the basket highlighted a profound inability to guard the perimeter, a theme that echoed throughout the season. There's nothing like a humbling defeat to make a team reevaluate its trajectory, and that came in the form of a loss against a Pacers team that had been struggling mightily. The Heat employed their small ball lineup, a strategy that, let's be honest, was doomed from the start due to its lack of defensive resistance. The end result? A painful reality check. They never led in that game. And Andrew Nembhard, a name that shouldn't be ringing in our ears, emerged as the best player on the court, effortlessly scoring and facilitating while the Heat floundered. To add salt to the wounds, the night meant to honor the 2006 championship team turned into a debacle. It was a stark reminder of how far the current roster falls short of the standards set by those who came before them. The Heat's inability to defend in that game was appalling, and as former champions looked on, the current squad was dissected on their own home floor. It's worth noting that this was just weeks after the Hawks traded Trae Young to Washington. The contrast was glaring. Atlanta's decision to rid themselves of a negative influence catalyzed their growth, while the Heat languished, bogged down by their own flaws. That defeat was a harsh revelation. Miami was not just a step behind Atlanta. They were light years away. The season has presented critical questions about Miami's roster and their approach. The Heat have prided themselves on grit and determination, but talent is an undeniable necessity in this league, and it's become painfully evident that this roster needs a significant refresh. The defensive lapses, the inconsistency, and the inability to execute basic strategies have laid bare the shortcomings that can no longer be ignored. As we look ahead, it's time for the Miami Heat to embark on a much-needed path to reconstruction. The foundation needs to be solidified with players who can bring both skill and resilience to the court. The current roster must evolve, and that starts with a commitment to identifying and nurturing talent that aligns with a modern NBA philosophy. This season was a wake-up call, a chance to reassess what the Heat stand for and what they need to become. It's a critical juncture in the franchise's history, a moment where the front office must take decisive action. The fans deserve better. The history of this franchise demands better, and it's high time the Miami Heat rise from these ashes, ready to reclaim their rightful place among the league's elite. As we wrap up this discussion, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the Miami Heat's current trajectory? What changes do you believe are necessary for the team to return to prominence? Don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis and insights, and share your opinions in the comments below. The Heat culture is built on passionate support, and together, we can navigate the road ahead.